Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to show you how to create and add annotations to nodes and connectors programmatically and dynamically. You will see how to customize annotations using horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, offset, and margin properties. Additionally, you will see how to customize the appearance of the annotations using text wrapping and font styles. First, I open a Blazor WebAssembly application, where I have a Blazor Diagram component that displays a simple flowchart to check if a number is even. Here, you can see the nodes and connectors created for designing the flowchart. Follow the links given in the description to know how to create nodes and connectors in a Blazor diagram. If you want to know how to create this Blazor WebAssembly app and add Syncfusion Blazor components to it, follow the video linked in the card above. I run this application to show the initial output. The diagram canvas has been rendered with the defined flowchart. Now, I am going to show you how to create and add an annotation to these nodes and connectors programmatically. First, I will set an annotation for the nodes. Inside the onInitialized method, to the first node of the flowchart, I add the annotations property by defining the diagram object collection class of the shape annotation type. Within it, I create a new shape annotation and set the content property to start. Here the content property displays the text to be displayed on the node. Similarly, I add annotations to the other nodes with the appropriate content. Look at the flowchart now. All the nodes in the flowchart have annotation except this node. Because I am planning to add the annotation to this node dynamically on a button click. Since I am going to use the Syncfusion Blazor button component, I import the button's namespace first. Then, I define the button component and set the button content to add annotation. As I said already, I am going to add the annotation on a button click, so let me add an event, onClick, with the event handler add annotation. To add the annotation dynamically, I create an instance for the diagram component and add a reference to it using @ref property. I define the event handler add annotation and create an instance for the class shape annotation. And define the content as odd number. Since I add content to the fourth node in the nodes collection, I use the index value 3 here and add the above annotation object. When I click the Add Annotation button, the annotation odd number is added dynamically. Similarly, I can remove or update the annotation content dynamically. Notice, here the content of this node is enter a variable. Now I want to change this content and add new content dynamically. Before that, I would like to display the odd number annotation during render itself, so I add it programmatically in the respective node. To update annotation dynamically, I add one more button to the page with the content Update Annotation. and add the event on click with the event handler, update annotation. I define the event handler. Then, I update the content of the node to readN. Here, the index value specifies the position of the node in the node collection object. Now, when I click on the Update Annotation button, the node content updates to readN. This flowchart has an if condition, checking if the number is divisible by 2. This condition returns either true or false as the value. So, to make this flow very clear, I am going to add annotations to these connectors. To do that, I define the annotations property within the respective connector. By defining the diagram object collection class of the path annotation type. Within it, I create a new path annotation and set the content to false. Similarly, I add the annotation to another connector with the content true. You can see the connectors are displayed with the defined annotations. By default, the annotation of the connector is displayed in center alignment. In addition to this center alignment option, the Blazor Diagram component also supports before and after alignments. Let me demonstrate the before and after alignments by defining the alignment property and setting before to the false content connector and after to the true content connector. The connector annotations are rendered in the defined alignments. Similarly, I can customize the node annotation alignment as well. By default, the node annotation displays in the center, that is, both horizontal and vertical alignment are center. Apart from this default alignment, it also supports all the combination values of left, right, top, bottom, and center. I will demonstrate the left top alignment by setting horizontal alignment to left and vertical alignment to top. You can see the annotation is aligned in the left top position, with respect to the current offset value 0.5 and 0.5. Annotations can also be aligned based on offset values. Look at this image, it represents the different offset values in which the node annotation can be positioned. The value 0 represents the top or left position, and 1 represents the bottom or right position. 0.5 represents half of the height or width. Now, I will show you how to set the offset 0, 0 to any of the nodes. Let me set this for the first node by defining the offset property and setting the diagram point value as 0 and 0. Look here, the position of the annotation is changed as per the given value. Similarly, I can customize the offset of the connector annotation also. The connector can be positioned in 3 ways based on the offset value. Here, the value 0 represents the top left corner of the connector and 1 represents the bottom right corner. 0.5 represents half of the height or width. Now, I will show you how to set an offset of 1 to a connector. Before that, I would like to display the annotation of the first node in its default alignment, so let me comment out the alignment settings here. Now, in the corresponding connector code, I define the property offset and set the value 1. The position of the connector is updated based on the given offset value. Notice, the annotations of the connectors are very closer to the connectors. I would like to set a space between them and align it properly. To do that, I define the displacement property and set its value to 10 pixels in x-axis and y-axis. The connector annotations are placed in specified locations. Similarly, I can displace the annotation of node using margin property. To demonstrate, I define the property margin for the start node and set 10 pixels at the top. The annotation of the start node is changed from its original position. Here the connector annotation displays in the default direction. If you like to customize the direction of the annotation based on the segment direction, you can use segment angle property. Let me demonstrate by defining the segment angle property and set it to true for this connector. Look here, the annotation is rotated and changed the direction as per the connector segment. Okay, next let's see how to display a hyperlink on the node. Before that, I reverted the annotation alignment settings to default values, as I want to display them in its default position for this flowchart. As I am going to display a hyperlink on the node, I remove the property, content here, and define the property, hyperlink, and set an appropriate URL for it. You can see the hyperlink is displayed on the node, and it redirects to the appropriate page when I click on it. Since the hyperlink text overflows the boundary of the nodes, I can wrap the text using the text wrap property. To demonstrate this, I define the style property and set the text wrapping to wrap. Notice the text is wrapped and displayed across 2 lines. You can also display simple content instead of displaying a hyperlink. In this example, I will display the word Syncfusion instead of the hyperlink. So I define the content property and set the value to Syncfusion. The page is redirected after I click on the word Syncfusion. Just like the normal text, I can customize the style of the annotation content. Before demonstrating it, I comment out the hyperlink settings on the first node and add the content start. Let me style the annotation content using font color, font family, font size, bold and italic styles. I also style the other nodes with appropriate values. All the defined styles are applied to the node annotation. In this video, you have seen how to create and add annotations to nodes and connectors, programmatically and dynamically. You have seen how to align and position the annotations using different properties like offset, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, margin, and so on. You have also seen how to customize the appearance of the annotation by setting text wrapping and font styles. If you would like to see a working example, you can download one from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also provided a link where you can see if you qualify for a free license key to use all our Blazor products through our community license. If you found this video useful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.